Jeff Bezos has to be one of the most fearsome adversaries ever, so it's no surprise that Elon Musk publicly criticized former Amazon founder and billionaire Jeff Bezos on Twitter, stating he's retired solely to file lawsuits. It comes as no surprise that Jeff Bezos chose to oppose SpaceX in the lawsuit against NASA over the SpaceX Lunar Lander Contract. Jeff Bezos is also notorious for wearing down his opponents with litigation, but he lost this one. So how did we get here? And why was Jeff Bezos suing Elon Musk? What is the significance of the loss, and what does it mean for SpaceX after winning this lawsuit? Let's find out. So, how did it all start? The true battle is between Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin and Elon Musk's SpaceX, and the stakes were considerably greater than the Kármán line, and whose imaginary barrier marks the start of space. This time, their conflict has engulfed NASA, and if it continued, humanity's main plan to return to the moon could have been jeopardized. NASA selected SpaceX and their Starship design in April to supply the spacecraft that would transport Artemis humans to the moon's surface as early as 2024. Blue Origin and Dynetics were also passed over in the selection process. As predicted, Jeff Bezos wasted little time to no time defending his space enterprise Blue Origin against criticism from rival space mogul CEO Elon Musk. After the U.S. Government Accountability Office denied its concerns, Blue Origin filed a lawsuit in the United States Court of Federal Claims in an attempt to correct flaws in the procurement process discovered in NASA's Human Landing System. We'll come back to why this case was filed, but first, let's talk about Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. According to legend, Musk and Bezos were once friendly competitors in their early careers, yet it is the same space goals that have brought us here. The two executives have sparred over their different space goals. Musk leads SpaceX, while Bezos with Blue Origin, as we all know. But it hasn't stopped there. Musk has branded Bezos as copycat over Amazon satellite plans and blasted the company's business methods. In response, both Amazon and Blue Origin have filed legal objections and lawsuits about SpaceX-related concerns. As we all know, Musk and Bezos are two of the world's most influential executives. Musk is now the world's richest person after dethroning Amazon's CEO. However, when it came to their space race, Bezos had the upper hand. As a result of his long-held desire to leave Earth, Bezos founded Blue Origin, a new firm focused on human flight, in 2000. 2 years later, Musk founded SpaceX. The competition between Musk and Bezos appeared to have begun in 2004 when the two CEOs met for dinner. Both Blue Origin and SpaceX were still in their infancy in 2004, with neither firm having conducted any missions. But that didn't stop a feud from erupting. When the two met to discuss their different plans for reusable rockets, following the meeting, SpaceX would undertake its first successful test launch of a Falcon 1 in 2008, while Blue Origin would conduct few low-altitude flights of tiny test vehicles in the 4 years that followed. Musk and Bezos appeared to keep to themselves from 2004 onwards, but their feud raged on in 2013 when they clashed over the lease of a NASA launch pad. NASA was trying to lease the iconic launch pad 39A that flew the Apollo astronauts to the moon at the time. Both companies submitted bids. However, before a tenant was chosen, Blue Origin filed a complaint in response to the statements made by NASA Administrator Charles Bolden that Bezos' firm understood as favoring SpaceX. Bezos advocated at the time that it be converted into a commercial spaceport open to all launch firms. Musk, on the other hand, dubbed the move as a bogus blocking technique and took another shot at Blue Origin. In the end, their plea was denied, and SpaceX received the launch pad. The entire affair played out in a manner that was uncannily similar to the most recent argument over the Lunar Lander Contract. In reaction to Blue Origin's objection, Musk even threw some public shade at Bezos, igniting the battle of words and legal maneuverings that is still ongoing today. With the assistance of the federal government, SpaceX defeated Blue Origin again in little more than a year. This time, the United States Invention and Trademark Office found that the bulk of a Blue Origin patent for landing a space launch vehicle at sea was unpatentable. All of this implies that because Blue Origin owns the patent, SpaceX would have to pay to use the technology. SpaceX contended, and the board agreed, that the notion had been envisioned for decades by numerous persons in science and even science fiction. So back to the matter at hand, Blue Origin losing NASA lawsuit over SpaceX Lunar Lander Contract. Unless you maintain a close eye on the space industry, The animosity between SpaceX and Blue Origin wasn't widely known until now. So far back, NASA granted SpaceX the contract to create a new lunar lander in April, following a process in which SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Alabama-based space business Dynetics competed for what was once thought to be 2 contracts. NASA's decision to pick only one human landing system contractor for the moon mission came as a surprise. Leaders at the space agency had voiced the desire to make many awards in order to have a competitive development process. NASA later stated that Congress did not approve enough funds to award 2 contracts. Blue Origin and Dynetics, in their subsequent objections, maintained that NASA should have altered the program rules when it became evident that it only had the funds to make 1 award. Furthermore, the petition claimed NASA unlawfully negotiated a final price with SpaceX, the lower bidder of the 3. NASA said earlier this year that it has awarded a $2.9 billion contract to SpaceX to continue development of the first commercial human lander that will safely deliver the next 2 American astronauts to the lunar surface. Blue Origin filed their lawsuit in August, accusing NASA of unlawful and inappropriate proposal review. Blue Origin reportedly accused NASA of disregarding important flight safety criteria, according to CNBC. On Thursday, the 4th of November, the United States Court of Federal Claims decided against Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin in the company's case with NASA over a lucrative manned lunar lander contract won by Elon Musk's SpaceX earlier this year. However, owing to the litigation, all of the work that was supposed to be done was put on hold. Federal Judge Richard Hertling of the United States Court of Federal Claims found in favor of SpaceX, but the jury's ruling is still sealed since the case involves sensitive information about the 2 firms. With the court's decision, it appears that NASA will proceed to the moon with SpaceX and only SpaceX for the time being. NASA stated in a statement that now that the judgment has been released, collaboration with SpaceX would begin as soon as possible. Musk, the CEO of SpaceX, reacted quickly to the news, sharing a joke from the 1995 film Judge Dredd on his Twitter page. Blue Origin, on the other hand, did not take this decision lying down, with a spokesperson saying that there were still serious safety problems that needed to be addressed. Bezos also reacted to the judgment on Twitter, tweeting that it was not the decision they wanted, but will accept the court's judgment and wishing NASA and SpaceX good success on the contract. Despite Blue Origin's loss, it wasn't a surprise because NASA left the door open for private companies to join in the Artemis program in the future. As we all know, NASA continues to collaborate with a number of American firms in order to increase competitiveness and commercial preparedness for crewed transportation to the lunar surface. But the present chapter in this fancy billionaire space drama of the 21st century has the biggest stakes yet. This is about each man's greatest work, the dueling, civilization-altering ambitions that each intends to leave as his legacy. You've definitely heard about Elon Musk's daring proposal to transport people to Mars and turn us into a multi-planetary species. Bezos, on the other hand, is not a fan of this concept. And in 2019, he announced his own vision for humanity's future. It entails putting most of our heavy industry into orbit, as well as some cool space stations, in order to better maintain the Earth's ecosystem. NASA's 2024 aim for additional moon landings has always been aspirational, to put it mildly. It does depend on who you side with, whether it's Blue Origin or SpaceX, but regardless of who you stand with, this is a win for humanity. We're one step closer to going to Mars. With everything that has been said today, please let us know in the comment area below how you feel about the verdict. What do you think Blue Origin's next move will be?